floosh cheese on. What did you get? Open up your hee-hee-la cassette. Don't worry, parents, it's not a pet. We hope you love your hee-hee-la cassette.
Actual hee-hee-la cassette do not contain the following: kittens, doggos, or churches.
Alright, so today we're going to be making fry bread. So everybody should have got a little bag like this in their hee-hee-la cassette box. And in that bag, it has 4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1 tablespoon of baking soda powder. Ugh. So that is what the ingredients that we're going to be going off of today. And then we're also going to be doing 1.5 cups of warm water. Fry bread's real simple. So you want to make sure to get this mixed up. So first thing I'm going to do is empty our bag into this bowl. And while I'm doing that, I have my shortening heating up in a pan over on the stove. And that is at least 4 cups of shortening. So the way that it's going to work is you want about 1 inch in the bottom of your pan. I'm using a really big pan today, so I have a little bit more than that. You might need a little more, a little less. We want to make sure that this gets all mixed together, so I'm going to take a whisk and whisk it. We did just put it in the bag. It might be mixed up, but I'd make sure it's nice and really mixed up. So you get that salt and that baking powder really incorporated into your flour. And then we're going to mix in our 1.5 cups of water. And this is the tricky part because we really don't want this dough to get worked too much. So I'm going to do that really quick with this whisk until that all gets clumped and dough-like. So I'm going to do the rest of this with my hands. So we really want to get that mixed in there really well, but we really don't want to overwork our fry bread dough or it'll get chewy, and chewy fry bread isn't good fry bread. And then once it's all mixed in and we got a nice even coated ball, and I want to put just a little bit extra flour down, not a lot, just a little bit down here so that it doesn't stick to my nice clean countertop. So I'm going to turn that all over on there. It's going to get nice and messy. Luckily I'm wearing a black shirt, so it'll be really good. I only want to turn this a few times. Like I said, if you overwork this dough, the one thing I do know is that it will get very sticky and very chewy on you. So don't want to do that. We're going to kind of split that into about 4 pieces that are roughly the same size. So I'm just going to split in half and in half. Math. Right? So we're going to throw a little bit of that in there. And then I'm going to take my balls of dough and I'm going to kind of make them into, flatten them out, get that fry bread shape, and just get the littlest hole, like ring size hole in the middle. I'm just going to flatten them out by hand. Once we get those 4 nice flat pieces, we're going to throw those into the fryer. So we want our oil to about 350 degrees, or our shortening in this case. Then we're going to take a couple pieces of the fry bread and we're just going to fry them up. So I can get about 2 in here. I'm going to just do 1 here to test real quick. You only want them to go for about 1 minute to 2 minutes on each side, just so they start puffing up and getting in that little bit of like a hole, or that impression in the middle really helps with that, because you do want them to get thin. You don't want them to get too puffy. And everybody makes this a little bit different. I've never made this before, so I'm hoping it turns out good. Just got to get it lightly brown. think I got it brown enough before I turn that. But my oil is good, so I'm going to drop in another piece. And this one I think is pretty much done, so I'm going to try to drain a little bit of that off, and then I'm going to get it over onto some paper towels. That way it soaks up a little bit of that grease. Again, drain it off and pull it out of here. All right, so let's let this cool down, then we're gonna taste it.
The following resources are available in our community. If you need help with food, you can reach out to the food pantry at 503-879-FOOD. Other resources can be found on this list.
Hee Hee La Cassette productions are filmed in front of a live studio audience.